Wow, Stu, what a great score you have there. You should be proud of yourself. Wrong. I'm about to show you guys why this is actually one of the worst, most disappointing rounds of War Robots that I personally have played in the 6 years I've played this game. So, I switched out, like, everything in my hangar. That's probably one of my biggest mistakes. I used to do it all the time, and it didn't matter, but it's been a long time since I've done, like, a complete, like, weapons overhaul. I left in, like, the same robots that I've been using so that at least I had some kind of constant. But one of my problems was that I switched out every single weapon that I had. So, I get nuked here by a scorpion, like, right at the beginning of the match, which I shouldn't have done. Usually what I do when I'm playing is I wait to see where the scorpions are before advancing forward. But I was used to running either atomizers or the corrosion weapons on my Cerberus, so I just pushed forward and I was just trying to like do some damage or whatever. So this is that scorpion that had attacked me, so I knew that, so I was getting ready for him to go. I was waiting to see his resistance thing, but then so that was exactly the 1 minute mark in this round, and I'm down 2 mechs already. I had just played 2 rounds with these things, just to kind of like warm up and get used to it, and then I was gonna start recording this and actually have some commentary when I started, but I was like, man, I don't think I can post this. This is so bad. So I just didn't do any more commentary, and I just kept recording the gameplay. So, and there we go again. The Typhons that were the problem with my Strider that I found became my same problem there. They shot straight through my shields, and then all of a sudden I was done. And now here I am, not learning from that mistake, and I get locked down already, and trying to attack this guy. And anyway, yeah, so it's just like a whole bunch of stuff, and I should have been accounting for stuff better, but I pop back out here, and I knew that there was this guy who had the shield breaker because I saw him with that symbol before, but I stepped back out there anyway. So I don't want this to be like an entire video about just like beating down on like how poorly I did. I want this to be a learning opportunity. So what should have happened at the beginning of this round is I should not have been just bum rushing forward. I mean, this is team deathmatch. There wasn't a reason for me to be like pushing up on a beacon or whatever. The goal is to establish dominance somewhere, hopefully with teammates, or if you just happen to see what other players are using, you establish a point of dominance where you know what your strengths are, what your weaknesses are, and you make the best out of both of those situations. And I feel like the enemy team did a great job both at exploiting my mistakes as well as playing to their strengths. So they're clumped up over here, and those 2 tiers kept, those 2 Typhons kept playing back and forth on each other, and here I am in the exact same situation that I've already been in multiple times, locked down by the same guy. And that's on me. I'm running out there expecting my shield to save me, knowing full well that he's there, and I'm just like, what am I even doing here? So what I could have done to prevent this, and what you guys can do to, I guess, step up your own gameplay, especially if you're playing, it depends on the mode or whatever, but in every mode, regardless of whether you're pushing forward towards a beacon or if you're just pushing the enemy front lines, and here I am again, locked down through my shield. It's really important to assess the situation and get to somewhere that plays to your strengths. I wasn't used to this hangar, so yes, I'll cut myself like a little bit of a break, but not too much of a break, because I felt like that was pretty awful. We're not even 4 minutes into the match, and I have lost every single normal mech that I have. Now, luckily, because of time and what I was able to do in the match, I was able to at least build up for my Titan. Otherwise, I would have been done already. It was close. And honestly, I feel like with the performance, I should have been out of it. What I should have done, like especially, so starting out with the Strider, like I already talked about what I could have done better with the Cerberus. I should have waited back, seen where the Scorpions were, and then played accordingly, especially since my weapons were 350 meters range. I needed to make sure I was taking into account all the scorpions in the field, because if I'm 350 meters within range of one of them, then they can jump on me. With my Strider, I should have gone around the other side of the building in the center. I should have gone around that. It provides perfect cover. Instead of, spawning over here in open sight lines, I spawn like in the same place every single time. And that doesn't play to that first thing that we talked about, getting to a position of superiority. So that takes experience to be able to figure out where to get that. And some of that experience is, just general experience in the game. You'll also get experience just from, maybe you've played other games, or maybe you've been in the military, or maybe you just are good at thinking strategy-wise. But it does take some time, so be patient with yourself in figuring out how to get to that position of superiority. Where can you be on the map where you can be the most effective? That's what I should have been focusing on, especially since I was running a lot of new-to-me items in my hangar, instead of depending on my Nodens to bring in the top undeserved score for my team. So, and then moving on to the Hades. Again, I spawned in the one location on the map that has the longest sight lines, knowing that there were Typhons and other mechs, and here's that same guy. Typhons and other mechs that easily had the upper hand in that situation because I was running 350 meters of range. So that would have saved my Hades, and I would have been able to make much better use of that. And then moving on to the Nemesis, so to be clear, I'm very inexperienced with the flame weapons, and you could see that in the way that I was strafing back and forth. I mean, part of that is lag. They're really hard to use. Anyone who has experience using them, they're really hard to use because the game lags so bad, and Pixonic has not been doing anything to fix that quickly. Not that they're not doing anything. They are apparently moving to their own servers, but it has been so dang long. Any other game, it would be completely unacceptable. So the lag is part of that component, but the other part of it was just inexperience. I needed time to practice with those weapons. I wasn't using them correctly. I should have been using them better. Because I knew it was my last mech, and I knew how quickly I'd burned through all of my other ones, I was already concerned and therefore playing a little more cautiously with it. But even so, I could have put myself in a better position on the map to be able to make use of my Hades and make use of cover. I shouldn't have been playing over here in this area that my Nodens is facing towards right now. It doesn't make any sense. I should have been over here using cover, using the sight lines that are here. And here I just realized that I didn't actually reload my my weapons. Luckily, I had two friendly Titans that were able to put the hurt on that guy, but we could have taken him out if I had reloaded when I was behind cover. I just wasn't paying attention. I think I was focusing on heals and then all the people that were jumping in here and stuff too. But anyways, so if there are other things, close this curtain, I realize I'm getting some sun on me. If there are other things that you guys notice too, I'm very open to constructive criticism. I would love to hear strategy things that you guys think that I could have done better on, anything like that. And then that gives people too something that they can look through in the comments below, in addition to my, feedback on my own gameplay. Because like I said at the beginning of the video, I'm not joking, this was one of the most disappointing rounds that I've played in the entirety of my playing this game. And I've been playing for a very long time. I felt like that was some terrible, terrible performance. I've never lost all of my mechs that quickly, unless it's against, I'm with, a squad of expert League players against, S-rank clan, classic Pixonic matchmaking. So I'm trying to keep my Nodens alive. It's actually pretty rare to not have another Nodens on the team. Usually there's at least one other one, and it heals me up. One of these guys up here might be a Nodens. Yeah, it looks like it is, and I think because of him I was able to get my health back up, but I was in pretty rough shape. So I'm moving back over here because I have my left-sided weapons. Also, it's where the fight is, but I have the weapons on the left side of my mech, and then it gives me a better vantage point to be able to heal up my teammates. So I'm trying to work on these friendly Nodens, or these enemy Nodens over here, Now moving in, I've got my suppression ready to go, trying to make do with what I have left of my Nodens. So obviously with 2 weapons, they can still deal a good amount of damage, but to a couple of enemy Nodens, they don't have as much damage potential as you might think, even though they're maxed. But yeah, like I said, please, I would love to hear any other feedback you guys have on the what went wrong or what strategies that you like, both as far as general strategies as well as strategies for this map. We ended up losing this match, and we lost by a pretty big margin, and I really think that a lot of that is because of my poor gameplay at the beginning of the round. It ended up being a huge detraction to my team. I bet we could have won this if I was smarter. So anyways, thank you guys for checking out the video, and we'll catch you guys in the next one.